Top forts to visit in the world. Rumeli, Istanbul. Rumeli Castle is a medieval fortress built by the Ottomans in a gambit to capture Constantinople. Its Turkish name literally means, straight cutter castle, a name it would ultimately live up to. Dover Castle, England. Dover Castle in Dover, Kent, England, is a medieval castle still as formidable today as it was hundreds of years ago. It was constructed in the 11th century and is colloquially known as the Key to England. Murad Hanhira, India. Marud Janira is the name given to an impressive fort on an island of the coastal village of Marud, India. It was built by the Abyssinian minister of the Sultan of Ahmednagar in the 17th century. It is estimated that during its height the fortress could bring to bear around 572 cannons. Prague Castle. Prague Castle is a large complex in Prague that dates to around the 9th century. It used to be the seat of power of the Bohemian kings, Holy Roman emperors and later the presidents of Czechoslovakia. Citadel of Aleppo. The Citadel of Aleppo is an imposing example of the world's great fortresses that can be found in the old city of Aleppo in Syria. It is widely considered to be one of the largest and oldest castles in the world. Archaeological evidence suggests the site has been occupied since at least the 3rd century BC. Bourtange Fort. Bourtange Fort in the Netherlands was originally built during the 80 Years' War between 1568 and 1648. It was commissioned and built by William I of Orange, who wanted to control the only road between Germany and the Spanish-controlled city of Groningen. Caerphilly Castle. Caerphilly Castle is a formidable medieval example of the world's great fortresses found in Caerphilly, South Wales. It was commissioned and built by Gilbert de Clare in the 13th century as part of his campaign to subdue the locals of the county of Glamorgan. Ankara Castle. Ankara Kalesi, Ankara Castle, is an impressive fortification in the middle of the Republic of Turkey's capital city, Ankara. It was built in antiquity and has changed hands many times throughout the ages. Ankara Castle comprises a series of concentric defensive walls. The inner walls have closely spaced towers that enclose an area of roughly 350 by 150 meters. Spiš Castle. Spiš Castle in Slovakia is one of Europe's largest castle sites. It is sited above the town of Spišské Podhradie and the village of Zara in Slovakia. By area, the site covers over 41,000 kilometers and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Marangar Fort. Marangar Fort is one of India's largest forts. It can be found in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. It was built around 1460 by Rao Jodha and looms 125 meters above over the nearby city. The entire fortress is enclosed by a set of imposing thick wall that protects a series of palaces. Crac des Chevaliers. Formerly called Crac de l'Hospital, Crac des Chevaliers or Hosn al-Akrad, is an old Crusader fortress in Syria. It is one of the most important and well-preserved castles of the age in the world and a fine example of the world's greatest fortresses. Conwy Castle. Conwy Castle is one of Britain's biggest and historically important medieval castles. It was built by Edward I during his highly successful conquest of Wales between 1283 and 1289. It was built as part of some larger works to wall the city of Conwy. According to contemporary accounts, the costs for the combined defences of the city were around £15,000. Alcazar of Toledo. Once a 3rd century Roman palace, Alcazar of Toledo is now stone fort on the highest point in Toledo, Spain. Once a dilapidated building, it was restored by Charles I, also Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, and his son Philip II of Spain in the mid-16th century. Alcazar is most famed for its part in the Spanish Civil War. Colonel José Moscardo Ituarte managed to resist a siege from an overwhelming Spanish Republican force. Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle dominates the modern city's skyline and is one of the UK's greatest fortresses. Like all great fortifications, it is strategically positioned on top of an ancient volcanic flood. Archaeological studies indicate that the castle rock has been occupied since at least the start of the Iron Age. The highly defensible location has been fortified since at least the reign of David I in the 12th century. Malbork Castle. Malbork Castle, formerly Marienburg, is the world's largest brick-built castle and one of its greatest fortresses. It was built by the Teutonic Order in 1406 after their conquest of Poland sometime before. The order was established during the Third Crusade to the Holy Land in 1190. Thank you for watching. For more interesting videos, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.